Okay, let's learn about iterables and iterators. So what does it mean for something to be iterable? Well, in JavaScript, which means everything's an object, when something is iterable, it means you can use the for of loop to display all of the values. So let's say I have const ARR is equal to 5 and 6, and then I do for const number of ARR console.log the value, and then if I save it on the right, you're going to see that it's 5 and 6, right? Because arrays are iterable because they have an iterator object inside. Let's take a look. If I type in ARR and I scroll down, I click on the prototype all the way down, you see it has symbol.iterator right here. But objects do not have that. So that's why the for of loop does not work for objects. Okay? If I save this and I type in number obj, we see that it doesn't have it. Okay, but if we follow this iteration protocol, we can give our number object its symbol iterator. So how do we do that? Well, inside of here, my example is going to be using this to create a deck of cards. Okay, we have the card values and we have the suits. We have the count, which starts at 0. Now to implement the symbol iterator, we have to use square brackets, and then we use a well-known symbol, symbol.iterator, like this. And this will be a function. Okay. And then you can have stuff here. Now, this function, for it to work properly, for the JavaScript engine to read it, it has to return an object. Okay. And inside of this object must have a next method. Okay. And what is this next method returning? Oh my god, I forgot where the thing should go. Okay. Yes, right there. Okay. And then this next method will return something as well. Okay. Let's tackle our suits first. How do we do this? Well, it's actually pretty simple. You can just say, let's do const deck is equal to an empty array for now, and then we can just do two nested for of loops. So I'll say const, I'll call this suit of this dot suits because we're referring to this object. And then inside we do this for const, I'll call this value of this dot card values. Okay? And then inside we can just say, let's do deck dot push, and then what are we pushing? I'm gonna push the value, so it will be like 2 plus the word of plus the suit, like this. Okay, so right now we already have everything, and then when we try to do a for of loop, we want all of these names to be displayed, like King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, and so on. Okay, so that means we have to go inside of our return statement right here. Then simply inside of here, we can do something like, let's say, hey, if this dot count is smaller than what? Our finished deck of cards, deck dot length, then we're going to return. And here we have to name this method next because this is what the engine is actually looking for. And inside of the next, it's expecting us to return another object as well. And then inside this object, it's expecting two key names. It's expecting the value keyword, and whatever you put here for the value will be whatever's console.log inside of a for of loop. Okay, so as a shortcut, we can just put the value as deck at this.count plus plus. Okay, and then it's also expecting another keyword, done, false. Okay, it will read done to see if we're done iterating through this or not. Okay, so if it's lower than that, we're going to increase the count, and then else we're going to return another object. The value here does not matter. I can put whatever I want, but your done here has to be true free. So I'll put true like that. Okay, I'm going to save everything. So right now we have our number object, and then if I do const, let's do a for of loop for const card of number object. Let's console.log the cards. And then let's look on the right and see what we get. See, we get everything, 2 of hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. So let's go through this. What happens if I take away the values right here? It still works, right? This you can only do when your done is true. And also your done and false do not have to be false and true. They can just be something that's truthy or falsy. So if I put 0 here and I put 1 here and I save it, you're going to see that it's still going to work. And we can even make this a little bit better. Let's see. So we can say const is not done will be equal to this. This dot count less than neck dot length. And then we can do a ternary statement return. Okay. So we're going to return this object right here. But inside of the done here, we're going to use this variable. Hey, if it's not done, I want you to return something falsy, like 0. If it is done, return something truthy, like 1. And if I save this, you see that it still works. Okay. So once again, that's how you make something iterable in JavaScript. Being iterable just means when you use a for of loop, the engine itself will check to see if the object has a symbol.iterator symbol. And if it does, it's going to check if it has a next method. And then it's going to check, hey, does your next method actually return an object that checks for done and also has a value? If so, then it will be iterable. Okay? You can even make functions iterable because functions are still objects in JavaScript.